Ladies and gentlemen, here is the former WBA regular heavyweight champion of the world, Triple D, Daniel Dynamite Dubois.
Joshua has an emphatic knockout win. The champ is back and back in style. Taking the bow in London, and he deserves to.
After finally putting former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou in his rearview mirror, Anthony Joshua returned to his explosive ways as he knocked out Daniel D in the 9th round at Wembley Stadium to clear the way to a Tyson Fury or Alexander Usyk undisputed world heavyweight championship fight next year. With this big win, Anthony Joshua has once again redeemed himself as one of the best heavyweight fighters of this generation. His losses to Usyk caused him so much damage, but he responded so impressively that we might see the Watford native become an undisputed world heavyweight champion if he keeps up the momentum. The fight wasn't as dramatic as expected as in a match where there was so much to prove and so much to lose for each fighter. The pair of Brits were a bit cautious in their approach. Joshua had chosen the path of a traditional boxer recently, only that he has immense power to back the style. Dubois, on the other hand, was the aggressive attacker. But Joshua managed his reach so well that Dubois' attacks were mostly neutralized. There was a bit of everything from Joshua. He looked good when working behind his jab, but when he got Daniel Dubois going, having started his downfall with a right uppercut, he was trying all night. He ended things in brutal style.
In the distance jab, single jabs are no good. He needs to double that jab up or try to so confident.
Daniel Du was down twice in the 3rd, and when Joshua could not finish the jobs, he backed off and boxed his way through the middle rounds before stepping on the gas in the 9th and knocking Daniel Dubois down. And then out. It was a patient display, but not one completely free of anxiety. As Dan Dubois' confidence grew in the middle rounds, he got in range to throw heavy shots at Joshua, which he ducked or backed away from. But both held a lot too, and were warned for punching behind the head. Ultimately, Joshua did as he was supposed to against Daniel Dubois. And had he finished the jobs in the 3rd round, which he was very close to, doing it would have been a sensational performance, crucial with this right hand from Joshua, who's coming looking for that lead left H. By going another 6 rounds, he displayed a decent maturity in not getting carried away, as a loss against the 27-year-old Daniel Dubois would have diminished every chance he had to contest in the undisputed world heavyweight championship matchup against either Tyson Fury or Alexander Usyk. The record-breaking 97,000 fans that were in attendance, including some of boxing's biggest stars like Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, Lennox Lewis, Roy Jones Jr., Tim Bradley, Tyson Fury, and Alexander Usyk, made the noise of many more and went home happy as Joshua reclaimed the very first world title he laid his hands on as a professional, making him a 3-time world heavyweight champion. Joe C. And the referee goes in, and he's in the corner count with a run holding him up. It took Joshua a minute to land the first punch, which was a jab to the body, as the pair squared up and feinted at each other in the 1st round, although when Daniel Dubois tried to jab to the body, Joshua just missed with a right hook over the top. The fight started with jabs to the body by both men. It was a jabbing match for the most part, with Joshua having the slight edge. They were back to the jabs in the 2nd, as Dubois had Joshua on the back foot. He was comfortable with boxing off the jab and allowing Daniel Dubois to come forward. Joshua began to pick up the pace with his punch output as the round played out. Swing it came over the top of the jab. There just slipped outside the jab. Beautiful right hand in the 2nd round. Joshua opened up with a 4-punch combination that brought a smile to Daniel Dubois' face. But Joshua then used his jab, well controlling the range. Joshua exploded in the 3rd round as he landed a hook and then a huge uppercut that rocked Daniel Dubois back into the ropes. Joshua opened up, pounding away at Daniel Dubois, who then turned his back and headed into the corner, receiving another right to the body that put him on the floor. You know now everything you when you're in great condition. You do recover better from the shots. He did not in the mood to let Daniel Dubois off the hook, as he landed another crushing uppercut to send him down again. But Daniel Dubois survived the round and landed it. Shot after the bell, which Joshua responded to. Joshua rocked DUIs hard with a hook, and then unloaded with an army of power punches to drop him. Daniel Dubois got up, tried his best to recover, and Joshua was battering him with more punches. Dubois was hurting all over the ring before he was dropped by a hook. For a second time he managed to hold and survive to the bell like he had been doing in the fourth. Joshua controlled the action with his jab as Daniel Dubois used the round to recover and was getting back in form. Joshua took the fourth off, leading to concerns that he might have gassed, and he tied Daniel Dubois up. After being caught by a right hook, he landed another in the fifth as Daniel Dubois got more ambitious, although Joshua caught him with a long right cross and an uppercut. Joshua was by now backing away a lot and not really using his jab. Instead, when Daniel Dubois threw a shot, Joshua would duck it and then hold. Dubois was able to do a little better in the fifth, with Joshua controlling things with his jab, and the same pattern continued in the sixth. Joshua continued to jab. In the seventh, he threw a big combination of power shots that Dubois was able to weather. Daniel Dubois was then guilty of rabbit punching up close, which referee Dion Dwart failed to clamp down on. Gain a smile from pole. Joshua began the seventh with another good hook and an uppercut, but Daniel Dubois landed a big right that drew ooze from the crowd. Daniel Dubois was applying a lot of pressure in the eighth and dictating things as Joshua was mostly jabbing to the body. After another quiet eighth, Joshua went to work in the ninth, pumping out the jab, one of which he turned into a left hook that hurt Daniel Dubois. Joshua was picking up the pace again and starting to land more often on Dubois. He was jabbing very often to the body and dropped him hard with an uppercut. Last man standing right hand from PV was almost seems that he needs waking up at times. Joshua immediately pounced. He tried 4 uppercuts in a row, one of which rocked Daniel Dubois's head back. He kept trying with the uppercut and hurt Daniel Dubois again before he then crumbled to the floor. He rose but looked hurt as he nodded to the referee. Joshua walked in and landed one huge right that laid Daniel Dubois out on his back. Dwart counted, but try as he might, Daniel Dubois had no chance of beating the count. It was indeed a battle of battles, despite the fact that they had just one title on the line. The fight carried the aura of a fight of the century, one between unified champions battling it out to be undisputed. And on the night, Anthony Joshua showed himself by dropping mandatory challenger Daniel Dubois 4 times to secure a knockout in the 9th round. Doubles it, tres it, and gangles. What a warrior. What a with this big win, Anthony Joshua's fans and those that had stakes on him, I would be happy about their decision. One of them is Isel Adna, who threw his support and his bets behind Anthony Joshua as Anthony Joshua took on Daniel Dubois at the spectacular Wembley Stadium hosting the Riyadh season. Dubois was initially the interim International Boxing Federation champion, but was promoted to full champion in June 2024 after Alexander Usyk vacated the belt. The belt was Joshua's 13th world title fight, and there's already a score to settle between the two fighters years ago. Dubois landed a solid punch on Joshua during sparring, and rumors of that moment have followed them both. You're right, Adam. I think it's been exciting. He put shots together, but he knew that when it wasn't there, because what a solid had in a recent post made on his Instagram account. Israel Adna shared an image of him with Joshua with the caption, "This fight got beef, grab the at the steak sauce." The Last Style vendor also posted an image of his bet on Joshua's victory with a $10K stake and an estimated $50K payout on the line. This won't be the first time the former UFC middleweight champion has backed Joshua. For those unaware, in 2023, when Joshua faced off against Oti Wallen, Adna had bet $10K on the British boxer, and it came through as Wallen's corner decided to throw in the towel after round 5.